The void was a scream made visible. Elias Thorne, ambassador of the Terran Concord, floated tethered to a shard of twisted metal, the last remnant of the Odyssey. Before him, the black hole's event horizon churned like a silent, hungry ocean, warping light into ghostly halos. Behind him, the coronal beings, creatures of pure magnetism and starlight, coalesced into shapes that defied geometry. Their voices were not heard but felt, a pressure in his bones, a dissonant chord that vibrated his teeth. They called him a thief, a parasite, for the Odyssey had skimmed the corona of their sun, drawing energy from the magnetic flux. Their sentence was simple: dissolution. To be unmade, atom by atom, and fed back to the void. Elias closed his eyes, not in fear, but in calculation. The Odyssey's energy taps had been crude, but effective. He had repurposed them, turned a tool of survival into a weapon of unintended consequence. Now he needed a new tool: words. The coronal beings did not speak in language, but in resonance. Their leader, a being that pulsed like a dying star, projected a thought into Elias's mind. Asterisk, you are a wound upon the song. We will heal you. Asterisk. Elias focused, not on the threat, but on the pattern. The magnetic fields that held him captive were intricate, a lattice of force. He had spent his life studying such systems, not to control them, but to understand their hidden harmonies. The Odyssey's energy tap had been a sledgehammer. Now, he needed a scalpel. He began to hum, a low, discordant note that clashed with the being's resonant song. It was not music but interference, a calculated dissonance. The beings recoiled, their forms flickering. Elias pressed his advantage, weaving his hum into a counter-rhythm, mimicking the chaotic fluctuations of the black hole itself. He was not fighting them. He was becoming a part of their environment, a variable they could not predict. The being's anger was a physical force, a surge of magnetic energy that threatened to tear Elias apart. His tether groaned, the metal straining under the stress. He had seconds. The Odyssey's energy tap was gone, but its power cells remained, fused into the shard of metal beside him. They were dead, drained, but their structure was intact. Elias's mind raced. He couldn't overpower the beings, but he could redirect them. He focused on the dead cells, visualizing their internal pathways, the remnants of energy that still lingered. With a surge of will, he repurposed the cells not as a battery, but as an antenna. He broadcast his hum, not as a sound, but as a signal, a carrier wave of pure, chaotic energy, tuned to the black hole's hawking radiation. The signal was a lie, a ghost of energy where none should exist. The beings, creatures of order and resonance, recoiled from the paradox. The lattice holding Elias faltered, just for a moment. Elias drifted, untethered, the shard of metal his only companion. The coronal beings watched, their forms swirling with confusion. They had not expected defiance. They had expected annihilation. Elias's voice, when he finally spoke, was not a plea but an explanation. Asterisk. You hear a thief. I hear a musician. Asterisk. He gestured to the black hole, its event horizon a canvas of impossible light. Asterisk. Your son is a symphony. I borrowed a note to keep my own song alive. Asterisk. He repurposed the dead energy cells one last time, not as a weapon or an antenna, but as a resonator. He tuned it to the black hole's frequency, a low, mournful hum that echoed the void itself. The beings listened, their dissonant song merging with the cosmic hum. For the first time, they heard not a parasite, but a fellow composer. The execution was called off. Elias was not forgiven, but understood. He floated on the edge of oblivion, a ghost in the machine, his survival a testament to the fact that even in the darkest places, there is always a way to improvise.